Good.
Sure.
I don't know, get one. Please, thanks a lot.
And Jane? Never mind. Go ahead.
Thank you for coming.
They call her Murphy short. Yes, now you have to relax.
Here he is.
Hi, Dorothy. Good, yourself?
Fine, thanks.
Hello,
Yeah, how are you? Great. How are you? Pretty good. You look pretty 50 there. Thank you. We're not gonna tell your age there. No. 29. 29? Yeah. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. John, would you like some egg? Baby wasn't invited. Baby wasn't invited.
Yes, that's what my generation.
Oh, is that what it is?
He thought I thought it hurt. You know, and I would say this. How fussy was that? Let's take a look. He didn't think, that Bertha came in like this or something. What was it? She got upset about it. Oh, yeah, another or something. Something like that, yeah. Yeah. And Bertha picks up the...
What's your name?
I said, house.
No, Jeannie.
Oh, there's
Jeannie again.
Jeannie, honey. The last thing you want to do is you get got that nice
afternoon.
Okay. I was, give my regards to Broadway and over there.
All right. Why don't we do a medley of them, all right?
Terrific.
Okay. Give my regards to Broadway.
Was married, and that's why my mother named me Alice.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
She was the 12th and youngest of her mother, Eugenie, and the 6th and youngest of her father, Charlie. Mom was loved by Ma and Pa, and overseen by them along with many a sister and brother. Being the baby of the family, she was well protected. Up until the age of 12, her horizon gazing was restricted to the backyard gate.
And Wally, when I got out in the street.
You see what happened? There's 59 grandchildren. A tom girl at heart, the backyard soon lost its intrigue. The fruit trees had long ago been scaled and conquered as her lookout perches and mid-air hideaways. Mothers pressing inner quest for freedom sang out. Don't fence me in. Don't fence me in. One day in 1918, the backyard gate flew open, and Box Avenue was never the same.
I always ran barefooted.
Right here. A sight to behold was Mom proudly parading up and down with her doll buggy. Passers-by, peeking to see the buggy's contents, would be given a pleasant surprise. Bored with her unresponsive dolls, Mom dressed her favorite kitty in baby garb and trained it to stay cozily under the covers until the game was pronounced over. a probable descendant of that patient, ever-prone kitty of her childhood days, must be Smoker, Mom's present kitty. Because to cuddle and to slumber is the role he plays best. Mom's Box Avenue home hustled and bustled with constant activity. With so many children, varying personalities, diversity of ages and interests, the happenings and antics of the Smiths and Ernst were memorable, to say the least. Right of the bumblebee! Ma and Pa, industrious and independent, provided a warm and ever-challenging atmosphere for their children. Chores were assigned with parents as active, productive role models. There was the cleaning, which included rug beating and rug sweeping. Remember, there were no vacuum cleaners. There was the laundry, no automatic washers and dryers. So, rubbing, boiling, squeezing, and hanging outdoors would happen. Her music teacher, Miss Miller, classical training. Mother. And belly flopped all the way down the hill with the ride ending right under the railroad bridge. When finally the stomach muscles were properly battered, Mother, the Sheeters, the Velkleys, and the Heberleys grabbed their ice skates and headed straight for the frozen pond at Humboldt Park. That winter wonderland also included hearty laughter, light-hearted singing, and good-natured jesting on those great sleigh bell-ringing hayrides shared with good friends like Victor Sheeter and Blackie Mallon.
Blackie Mallon.
Blackie Mallon. Polly Reeder's talent with a mouth organ played a large... In a devil-may-care quest for independence, inspired by the desire to be part of the rage, Mother defies parental authority and has her long blonde hair, oh no, bobbed.
Grandma.
As time passes, Mother can now be found at the exquisite Flint and Kent department store, where we find her honing her merchandising abilities, as well as aptly demonstrating her modeling talents. One memorable day, Flint and Kent's Furrier department doors swung open, and into Mother's world sauntered that handsome, dark-haired man who would impact the highs and lows of her life for the next 60-plus years. C-O-N-E, L-L-Y spells Connolly. Young above the Irish of the planet. Young above the C-O-N-E-L-L-Y-U-C. It's the name that is shame never After a whirlwind courtship, won the 6th grade speaking contest, which was a mere premonition of things to come, for she hasn't stopped talking since.
Tell you people she got 5 medals in graduation.
Absolutely not! Did you all hear that?
And the wife was the daughter of American Revolution.
17th, 1928.
And he looks just like Doris.
Bernard James's curious, analytical mindset, already in place at a young age, propelled him and a friend to explore individuality, talents, uniqueness, and mystique have been the blending ingredients ever since. This is love. Mother, moving in and out of all these happenings, has during her lifetime donned many different hats. Daughter, sister, cousin, wife, mother, friend, homemaker, businesswoman, and designer of chick-made hats. If you're today, the women of all world, nobody can take that away from me. You can't take that away from me. At 92,
That sucker's still out there too.
we see her focus her attention to just that cause when she and her eager assistants set upon the frenzied search for the elusive pot of gold that dangled from a bush at Lafayette Square, that was teasingly poised on the University of Buffalo reward board.
Remember that?
We almost had it. We almost had it.
Van
But
Albert.
Doris said, don't stop here. Let's go over there.
No, I said I had to call Tom to tell him that's why her ship didn't come in. When we came back where Mother wanted to go, she was sure it was in that bush. And I said, we had gone for days on this
And the
marathon.
man's just picking it up.
And as I come out of the phone booth, she's gonna be, we got there, the guy's just taking it out of the bush. So my name's been Mud for the rest of them. And the guy was Tom, and he hasn't shared it with us. Another place is haphazardly clinging to the bottom of a United States mailbox at the Thruway Plaza.
Oh my God.
Now the radio whispered clues, and Alice the Sherlock got so close. But she was not able, try as she might, to drag that gold-laden ship to our shore. During all these ongoing years, Alice and Jack's children produced 15 glorious grandchildren. The children, of course, had married and lived elsewhere. But Mom and Dad's door was never locked to family. In fact, it just was never locked. They had an open door policy, and make use of that policy we surely did. Family was always welcome, or at least we were made to feel that way. It ain't necessarily so.
It ain't necessarily so.
The 70s, Dad's retirement years found Mom and Dad in a form of perpetual motion. They were seen traveling to and fro, shuttling grandchildren back and forth. To and from school, ballet classes, soccer matches, to their home, to a friend's home. Grandma and Grandpa were the best. They also found time to get away from it all and visit some create warm and cozy atmospheres at the shoreline, then on Worley Drive, and finally on Snyder Road. On the road again! God has blessed our traveling mama with many good things, one of which is the privilege of seeing and holding all 13 of her great-grandchildren, and even Baker's dozen. These young ones represent the hope and future of our family. They may be the ones who will finally woo that ship to our shore. They have a hole in it.
Grandma.
Those great-grandchildren carry a part of mother and dad that will continue on through generations until God pronounces an end to it. Lineage is a wonderment and a miracle. From the oldest Bridget to the youngest PJ, and all the 11 sandwiched in between, just being around them rejuvenates one's spirit, puts twinkles in our eyes and smiles on our lips. As this musical story winds to a close, we are made to realize the impact Alice Elizabeth has had on all our lives. Mother, we love your zestiness. We love your love of fun, your determined industry, and yes, even your feistiness. Mom's 83 years old today, and we know if she were up to it, she'd be breaking out in song, as she was so often prone to do, and has done on the floor. That's right. Right, and jumping, as she would, happily doing her rendition of the Charleston. We've all seen that.
The snake dance.
Or, you all remember her unique gay version of the can-can. Go into the Charleston a little bit.
Okay.
Can't you see her doing it?
I remember.
In a minute. Thank God and love my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and most of all this party.
Right. You know, going back to the ship coming in, John's right. John always said, Mother, your ship
Thank.
came in a long time ago. You didn't even
I'd say now, don't touch those cookies, they're for supper. So I'm doing the washing, I come in the kitchen, the cookies are all gone.
That's okay.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. That's good. Remember that red visor. We'll see, I'll talk to you. Never talking about it again. I know. Okay. Is this one? No, we take turns now?
Yes,
Okay. I can sit though, everyone can hear me, right?
No.
Okay. Let's see, Gran, the things that I remember. Not everything's a situation. I made,
Just talking now.
okay.
Can't see you, Jean.
I made barley soup last week, Graham, and that reminded me of you.
Yes.
Let's see. I remember one bright sunny Sunday afternoon, and we got ready for church. I had spent the night. Grandpa and I were driving you to church, and then supposedly going to church also. Well, we dropped you off, and then made a beeline for the zoo. We had a great time at the zoo, and then we picked you back up at church, and I can remember sitting in the car, my feet didn't even touch the floor, waiting for you to say, how was church, or something, but you were generously naive and said nothing. Right. So we never spoke about it, but it was wonderful. Let me think. I also remember
Toilet paper.
well, that comes later though. But I remember one weekend when you were gone, and you stayed to babysit us at our house, and you were getting dinner ready and bustling about the kitchen. And as you took something out of the oven, you just went to set it on a hot plate, and it slid all around on the hot plate. So you picked up the hot plate, you walked right over to the back door, opened it up, and threw it in the backyard.
Give that back to the Indians.
That's right. I can remember the dinners on Halstead on Sundays, and after we'd clean up and put things away at the table, I remember Peg and I impatiently waiting with a carpet sweeper to get the word from Grandma as when we could go around the table with it. Oh, let's see. There was always one number that you picked out of your hat, too. I want to say 917, but I don't remember. 95, is that it? 95. That was always the number that you used.
All right.
Last week, Michael John was changing the toilet paper thing in the bathroom, and I said, now make sure that you put the paper up coming out of the top of it. And he looked at me and said, why, Mommy? And I said, I don't know. Grandma Conley just told me.
Well, that's nice remembering all those things.
Excellent.
It sure is.
There's a lot of little things too that that looks and feelings that I can't even pick up.
That's
They're all there.
excellent.
Very good.
I must have been a terror.
Yes?
They all said yes. No, you weren't.
Did it without knowing it.
You weren't a terror, Mother, you were just yourself, and that's all we want to know. Well, I'm gonna get up here before Peter does.
Yeah.
I don't wanna follow his act.
You've been following it for 25 years, honey.
Do that, Grandma, please. Well, I don't really have anything real long.
What?
Or, there's a number of things, of course, that I can stand here and thank, you all right? Thank Grandma for, but the first thing that comes to my mind always is
Me scrubbing the floor.
well, always the good advice that you've given me that has helped me immensely, whether people want to believe that or not.
We all believe it, don't you?
Through all your experience and wisdom, and I've always listened to your advice
And your mistakes,
and
I mean.
appreciate it.
No.
And also, most of all, your unselfish love that you show to each and every one of us. And I hope this was a marvelous birthday.
It sure is, it's the best. And I love my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and I love this party.
Well, Alexis, it's too much to wait to tell any of us what Grandma's favorite advice was.
Yeah.
What the hell's the matter with you?
You gotta fit in. What's the matter with you? You half-wit?
Why don't you have more, what?
For the expression that we all know,
Get with it.
some of us probably hear it in our sleep, is, honey, listen to your grandmother.
Listen to your grandmother.
And the other one. Listen.
Oh, God, that was when she taught the kids.
You remember that one, John?
John?
Johnny's next.
John Cheater?
John Shear. John Shear Conley.
Third. Like Alexa said, it's hard to pick out one thing to remember Grandma by through all the years. But the last time we watched the home videos, what came to my mind is their cottage at Canisius Lake. And I was an infant. And
Never an infant.
what stood out in my mind most throughout all the movies was the grandma just showing so much love, and every time I saw myself in those movies, it was grandma that was holding me and feeding me. And just
Thank God she was there, right, John?
having that bad fall.
Mine was on Sneaky Pizza.
Here, take this.
Out in the middle of a lake. But what sticks in my mind most is just how loving and caring, not only the whole family, but especially my grandmother was.